my name is Regina, and in this video you will hear a lot about emotions. And what better way to explain them than using music? Maybe in this moment you feel sad.
No, we aren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one.
Happy.
He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life you will remember.
Nostalgic.
It was fun when we were young and now we're older. Those days when we were broke in California.
Or any other feeling, and you might want to open your Spotify account and search for your favorite songs, because like it or not, music is part of our lives. It is with us at all times while we work, drive, cook, and cannot be forgotten at parties. Although some people don't realize it, music can change our state of mood, which will depend on the lyrics, rhythm, and context of the song. In this way, music is related to neuroscience, and although it is not so common, some psychologists use it for therapies and to treat mental diseases. And this is what my project was about, the connection between psychological diseases and music. And let's talk about it. First, my research question was whether music can help in the treatment for depression, anxiety, disorders, or any other mental disease. Before the investigation, I believe that yes, indeed music can help because it is related to the nervous system. Nonetheless, after some information was found during the project, I may or may not have changed my opinion. I won't tell you any spoilers, so let's see what the information says. So, what is music? It is defined as the art of combining vocal and instrumental sounds, and it associates with different sciences like biology, physics, and chemistry. The one we will focus on this project is the last one, because it illustrates a relationship between our brain and music. You may be questioning yourself what happens in our head when we listen to music. Well, according to an article written by the Kennedy Center, when humans listen to a song, there is an activation in various parts of the brain, and it is a process that happens in seconds. The diagram you're seeing shows this process. However, in a few words, I can tell you that first, sounds as waves gets into the ear and converts the vibrations into neural signs that travel through neurons to pass information among nerve cells, a process called synapse. In addition, neurotransmitters are found in this process and influence psychological functions like dopamine, which regards pleasure, and serotonin that controls emotions. So it is interesting to know that how much people want to repeat that song or enjoy it depends on the amount of dopamine and serotonin released in the synapses. We all know that psychological disorders affect an individual's attitudes, actions, and thinking. Scientists have found probable answers about the causes, which basically sums up into problems with neurotransmitters. The lack of communication between neurons causes the brain to understand the wrong message. Therefore, a person can be in unusual behavior. But what is the relationship with music? Well, an institution in the USA called Mood and Anxiety Program affirms that music therapy, which is basically a treatment that uses melody to remedy someone's mental needs, helps handle feelings like trauma, agony, and grief. In case you hadn't known, there are 4 types of mechanism in a music therapy, which are analyzing the lyrics of a song, songwriting, playing an instrument, and listening constantly to music. All these aid the patient to express their feelings, understand what they are going through, and also to review their experiences. Now, to complement the previous discoveries, I investigated on how music helps treat depression, A specific example. We all know that this disease is characterized by strong sadness. Medicines exist. They are called antidepressants, and their function is to improve the function of neurotransmitters. However, I found that music can also help. On an article of Priory, a behavioral journal in the UK, it is mentioned that there is a relation between serotonin and possible dopamine with depression, recalling that those are neurotransmitters present when we listen to music. But this page showed that it was unclear if by elevating their levels, depression can be treated or by lowering them. So yes, we know that there is a relation. We just need to know how does it work. So after saying all this information, we are closer to answering the research question. Before we get to that, let's see what the people say. 2 questionnaires were made to back up what was previously explained. The first one was directed to psychologists and the second one was directed to teenagers. For timing reasons, I will just analyze the ones that I consider relevant. Today, psychologists are more important than ever. They treat mental problems that we can't understand. That's why I made a poll to 4 people that studied this area. As you can see in the graphs on this presentation, they believe that apart from medicine, music can help, but not cure, in treating mental diseases, as emotions are affected by it. Other questions that intrigued me were whether they have used music in a therapy or not, and honestly, I thought that the most common answer will be not. However, it was 50% yes and 50% no. And the ones that answered negative, they actually said they will use it. It is also important to know the perspective of teenagers between 14 to 20. 59 were asked about what happens to them when they listen to music. This in order to know if they turn to music in different situations, especially when they are stressed or sad, because in that way I can relate it to mental illnesses. So, as there is no surprises, data reveal that there is no one that does not listen to music. Actually, the majority always listen to music, meaning the 7 days of the week and 3 or more songs per day. Furthermore, nearly 40% of them maintained that music has a great impact on them, which, if I am being honest, I thought that this percentage will be greater. Next queries were more focused about situations in life related to music and feelings. As much as 90% of the respondents answered that they listen to music when they feel sad or depressed, and it is probable that they do it because of the lyrics, context, the volume, the rhythm has an effect on them. At last, nearly 50% of the respondents want to listen to diverse songs when they feel anxious or stressed, and just 18.6% hear music when a tragedy happens, meaning they feel sad or depressed. So we have finally reached an answer. Does music help in the treatment of curing psychological illnesses? After all what has been said, you might have answered yes, but it is quite complicated. There is no doubt that music affects our moods and alters them, and I keep believing that it can help treating psychological illnesses, because it has a relationship with neurotransmitters. Also, the process of hearing is really important to back up my hypothesis, because if feelings are influenced not just by physical activity, but also by everyday news we hear, then music isn't so different. Nonetheless, here's when it contradicts, because scientists haven't reached an accurate and sufficient evidence about how music needs to be used when treating mental illnesses. We still need to know the types of music we need to use, and even at what level it can become a negative source, because we all know that music isn't so innocent. It is powerful, and that's why even if my hypothesis was right, more research needs to be made about it.